It's Generational Prodigy Podcast 2024. Y'all are streaming live with the Trillis. Let's actually get it. Okay, so without further ado, before I start today's cast, we got Feeling Groovy with the psilocybin cubes. We got this special little vape going on today. Y'all know I can't do none of my shows without that. And I got the Beauty Bitch gloss. Y'all know they sitting in the front. And today we got somebody new. We got my friend Milan Joe. He dropped a poetry novel on Amazon. And it's basically just like small, intricate things in his life that he's like conjured up into a few little summaries to kind of give people motivation to move through, like emotional, mental health, and sadness and things like that. So you can find this on Amazon. It's $13. And if you don't purchase it, at least you can share it with somebody. And you can also leave a review, even on the cover art in itself. We appreciate and we love all of the support. So don't feel like nothing is too big or too small. We appreciate it. So today, podcast, we're speaking on spiritual warfares. I think it's important, especially with a lot of the stuff that's going on today. And again, like I said, I'm 27, so I'm kind of in that space right now where I'm still learning. I don't mind still learning and picking up new things along the way. But at this point in my life, I think that a consciousness came over me to believe that righteousness is the most high and the most powerful for whatever you decide to do moving forward in life. And that's what giving people advice. That's what loving on people. That's what orientation of family, friends, even with relationships and love and things like that with yourself. Just be mindful that all of this is like a spiritual coming, and it only comes from a place of actually learning how to idle and knowing how to project your perspectives out into the world with all these different energies and people and things going around that could easily have you astray or following the righteous way to go and being on the right path. So of course, before we jump into the topic today, I gotta do my thoughts and I gotta do my rants and I gotta do my icks with y'all, because if I don't, this ain't gonna be the way it's supposed to be set up. So first and foremost, I gotta put you on my mind because I was just thinking about, like, my thought was just back then how we used to then have Ubers and Lyfts. Like, I think about how quick I will order my little sister a Lyft. And she only 17. And when I was 17, my mom was still calling Germantown Cab. You know the 3333333 number? Yeah. We was definitely getting in a black cab. In Germantown Cab, they had a special smell. I don't know if y'all ever drove Germantown Cab. You know exactly the smell I'm talking about. They cleaned them leather seats with something special. I don't know. But when I found it out, I probably put a little picture somewhere on the screen. But Germantown Cab, count your days, because when I find it, I think I'm going to start using it for my car. But yeah, I just feel like the 90s babies, we didn't get a chance to experience the transportation. Like, feet was on land for us, Like, we was walking. I was walking from Brickyard to TBK, walking from Brickyard to Somerville, walking from Brickyard to the what's that up there? What is it? Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue, y'all. Oh my goodness. Not True Avenue, but up that way. Like, just heavy up top, girl. I am from West Philly. I grew up around 56th Street, South Side. A lot of my grandparents and their friends and family was from that area. So that's a lot of time where I spent most of my younger days. But my mom was like back and forth in the Germantown area. But I never really had to use too much transportation. Like, I always was with my mom or something like that. So that was just my thought on traveling. Like, I just feel like the kids today, they got it good, but they don't know what it's really like to be on feet, like feet on land. They don't know. which is now leading into my rant. Men, I'm going to need y'all to get it together because we're tired of seeing the ethical rim in the drawers. We don't want to see your drawers matching your sneakers. We actually don't care. When we see a little top drawers, we feel like we're seeing ass. That's just where that's going. Why? Don't know, and I don't want to see it. How would y'all like if we was walking outside with the top of our ass out? I think you would be like, ew, this bitch crack out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though it might be a fashionable statement for you, I don't want to see your jeans sagging off your ass. I've seen people, even with belts on, and their jeans are still off their ass. Like, if it don't fit the waist, I don't think you should buy them. And I know all my other girls feel the same way. We tired of it. Then I also thought, like, dang, if his pants sagging that low, I'm pretty sure his jeans is underneath his feet. Meaning now you've created a new look for the pants. They're not stacked jeans. So you have to pull your pants up. We don't want to see that, okay? It's really becoming an eyesore to the public. And I'm just trying to help y'all because, see, I'm a real bitch at the end of the day. I gotta just say what they're not gonna say. And I don't want to see it. So after you guys see this and hear this, please stop. We don't want to see it anymore. It's just like at that point now, when I do see it, I have no choice but to give you a sexual default of, you know, what you like. Because I'm just trying to figure out why your body is out. Like, especially when it's cold. Like, you telling me you don't feel that ear? Like, I can feel when a little bit of my back is out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that. I'm tired. I don't want to see it no more. Especially this summer. It's like, when you hot in the summertime, all I can think about is the sweat on your, you know what? I gotta go. I gotta get off of this because it's gonna make me angry. So now, without that, and without further ado, we're gonna move to the icks, okay? And my ick was when I'm going shopping. At Walmart specifically, because I love Walmart. That's my favorite store. This shirt from Walmart, like, you know? So it's just like, when I go and I go shopping, I get my cart. You know, I'm pushing my little cart around the store, getting what I want, and I get to the cash register. First of all, they ain't got no bags. If you live in Philly, we don't have bags anymore. They're trying to get a little bit of bags, but now they make you pay 25 cents for the bags. And they're probably not even plastic. They probably the tarp like heavy duty ones, especially at Walmart. But you get to the register, you purchase your belongings, and you know the first thing you do when you got a card is you wrap the receipt around the card, you put the card in your bag, because you don't want to lose your card. Or you put it in your pocket or whatever. Now you roll into the front of the door, and the man is standing there with the marker ready to mark the receipt. And now I'm irritated because I'm ready to actually leave, and you're stopping me from leaving because you're about to just scrape your little marker on my receipt and let me keep leaving. So that means that you actually have an unreasonable job title because you're wasting my time and you're wasting yours. Especially if it's raining. Now I'm mad that I got to dig back in my bag, give you the receipt for you to scribble on it and for me to walk out. You didn't even see if I just took this stuffed animal or not. Like, why are you even here? Like, I mean, of course you just see me at the register because the door like right there by the register. So it's no way that you can't pay attention to that. So to watch me cash out, get my receipt, and then have to still make me get a scribble scrabble, y'all got a pointless job. And I think that maybe you guys don't understand how much time you're wasting. Because you waste mine when I think that I can shop, go to the register, and just leave out the store. And now I'm upset because I might have forgot which pocket I put the receipt in. Because sometimes I separate my card and my receipts. So, like, I might put my receipt up here and put my card in here. But by the time I get to you, now I'm all fucked up. Because I don't remember what I did with the receipt. To get a scribble scrabble and to walk to my car. I think that's ridiculous. And y'all gotta find them something else to do. Maybe y'all should have them in the front of the line so when we get there, they can mark how many items we got. I think that make more sense. So Walmart, you count your days too, cause I might be coming for your corporate marketing position. Okay, I'm just saying. So anyway, into our topic of spiritual warfare today. My first segment is strength. Like, and what I mean by strength is basically how you deal with things, how you deal with adulting, how you deal with just being a person that'll see a situation and can turn it into a positive standard if it's negative. Like, just being a bigger person, and allowing yourself to take accountability on the knowledge you do have and the ignorance that you have as well. Some people don't like to acknowledge that they don't know a lot. So their spiritual tactic falls in place when they can't start to understand other perspectives. It's kind of always like a self-centered thought, or it's a beneficial or a opportunity for them to be able to move selfishly and think about themselves before they can see from another standpoint. And sometimes that's not always good because you gotta be able to, just see things from another shoe, like another side of the fence. Because when you always in something and you think you know everything, or you not okay with taking accountability for not knowing something, or even knowing something and allowing the other person to have their perspective, it kind of starts to shift the reasoning on where you go as growing into being a better and bigger person. So you also got to be able to learn how to agree and disagree, meaning that everybody don't want a person that's a know-it-all, like, or everybody don't need people around them that's gonna always feel like they right. Now I do believe that if your point of view has more common sense, then you win. I'm not arguing and going back and forth with somebody that got more common sense than what I thought. I'm just going to just put that out there right now. But a lot of the times I think from different standpoints. So it's easy for me to say, well, I think this way or I thought that way because of this. I'm stating facts at that point. So because of this, because of that, or when it's not adding up, when it's not doing the math, when the math ain't mathing, I have to then agree to disagree, because that means that if you're disagreeing with me, you're going to keep trying to figure out how you can be more right. And I don't want you to even stress yourself out about that, because then I got to tell you that I actually really don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to feel like then I never cared to begin with, because that was just the thought I had to get to as being the bigger person. See where I'm going with this? It's growth. It's acknowledging. It's just learn. It makes the lifestyle of this spiritual way that you're trying to live easier. It makes it easier, y'all. I'm just trying to give y'all some game. Y'all about to have to start paying me $1 for this. You know how many dollars I would have by the time I was done with this show? For giving y'all some game. It's just about thinking. You gotta be a thinker out here, because a lot of people not doing it. And again, that's why I said this is also now narrowing to just your wisdom, your experiences, and just the knowledge that you have in general. Everybody don't know everything. Please be okay with picking up and learning something new every day. You don't have to know everything. You don't always have to be right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even if you feel like you are right, just again agree to disagree and let that shit go. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of bigger fish and bigger things to do. Bigger fish to fry. And we just don't have time to keep trying to reiterate or get people to understand where we're growing and getting to. Because if you're not keeping up with the pace, then we got to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So then this leads into my second segment of spiritual warfare, which now leads into our religious agendas. And I feel like A lot of people, when they hear spiritual, the first thing they think about is a religion, like, oh, Christianity, oh, being Muslim, or whatever, so forth, that people decide to practice. A lot of people don't even understand that people are practicing what they're practicing because of culturally where they're from. We don't even realize in America we pick up so many different people's what's the word, traditions, because it's a lot of those people are coming from their countries to live here, to make money here, to send it back to their country. So they're bringing all of their international and you know domestic ways they feel like they want to celebrate their culture on their days, and all we doing as Americans is picking it up. Because for real, we didn't have much to believe in besides trash, trash, grass, trees, water, skies, birds. Like, it was never really nothing here in the United States to begin with. They kind of came over and brought other people from other places to create what the United States would blend to be like. This is why it's called United States, because it's supposed to be a way of unity and uniform and people blending together. But that's another topic for another day. Y'all wasn't even ready for that. See what I'm saying? And this also is another thing of like just belief in your religion. It comes from a understanding of monotheism. So basically, monotheism is something that a lot of people believe in having a higher power, or just believing that there is a God. There is no specific way that they see um a afterlife or another like dimensional realm and things like that. They believe that everything is everything because of a higher power standpoint. And that's the easiest way I can break that down to you, because that's how I understood it. So it's like, I don't necessarily need a religion to identify how much of a spiritual capacity I'm going to reach, if that makes sense. Like, I've learned different things from different religions, but my family is practicing Islam, and growing up in that type of household and environment, it did teach me a lot about just how to be modest, how to do the modern day things and live a very easygoing lifestyle. But a lot of other religions practice the same things as well. It's just in different manners. Like how for in Islam we practice Ramadan, but Christians, I believe, it's called Lent, and they do something like 40 days where they don't eat like meat and they don't eat after a certain time and things like that. So everybody practice a different way. They believe to detox and have that time to give their body a chance to basically reform, reconstruct. And it's all about just purifying. That's basically the middle point that we get to of our religions, living a very purified lifestyle. So this is now speaking on just the division that they put us in with the religious agenda, that if we do have all of these different things, just like in politics, if we have all of these different things that a person can pick, it'll keep everybody right at each other. It'll keep enviousness, it'll keep animosity, because technically that's what they need to keep going. They need a warfare in order to make the world go around, because everybody working in unison doesn't meet the eye of a person that's trying to destroy, destroy a race, or destroy just the living of real freedom. Somebody want to have control. Somebody want to be on top. Somebody always want to be the best. Somebody always want to be the greatest, and they don't want nobody over top of them. And those evil people do those things far as leading us into, again, this spiritual warfare, because then at that point it changes the energy, it changes the perspective of how people should see each other and work with each other. Sportsmanship, leadership, orientation, building a village, building a bond. Like, we don't know that because we've been projected already to be divided. And it starts with religion. Like, that's just the way that I see it. I don't know if a lot of people see it like that, but I do. And because of that, this is something that I feel like my audience and my people that I'm speaking to, eventually they'll probably understand where I'm coming from. And we can either agree to disagree, Or, you can pick up these thoughts and probably learn something new and take the time to research or just hear me out in the things that I'm saying just to give you a different mindset. It's okay to learn new things, even if you don't know something. It's a lot of stuff I don't know. It's a lot of words I can't pronounce right. It's a lot of things that I speak on where I'm going in the right direction, but I kind of need a little confirmation. And it's okay to be in that space too. Don't feel like because you don't know it, you leave you're at the bottom of the barrel. Like, you gotta work your way up, and it's okay with not knowing. And this goes into my third segment, which is basically leading into manifestation, leading into belief, and just believing in, a higher power. Once again, we in today's time, we so stuck in the fast life and what we see on social media and things like that, that we don't really necessarily take the time to understand, why we really here, or what's really your purpose, or, why you got the role that you got, or, why you chose to, believe in this and not believe in it. Manifestation is a big, big deal because the tongue got a lot of power. And when you speak a certain way and when you act belligerent or arrogant, or you allow your ignorance to give you the characteristics of you just being um just a nasty person, like you, that reflects onto how your lifestyle then starts to change, or how these karmatic things start to happen. Karma is real as well too, like whether it's good or it's bad. So again, this is manifestation, because you might not say out your mouth something that'll bring you karma, but you might do something that might bring you karma, that could be good or bad. Into my third segment, like I was speaking on, just belief and manifestation, just be mindful that recreation with the youth, and even dimensional recreation, like, you gotta care about what's going on right now. You gotta care about, how you're gonna feel after. Remember, I spoke on my last episode about fear. Because you don't know where you're gonna go when you die, doesn't mean that you don't worry about where you may possibly go when you die. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the control and the power to already have that pre-existing. So when you do get there, you don't have to, we don't know, so we don't know how it goes, but you don't have to then feel like, oh, I didn't accomplish what I didn't want to do. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. If you just move right and you manifest in your life what you want around you, I promise you, doors will open and things will happen for you. And sometimes those things come with letting go. And sometimes people are afraid to let go. Back to the last episode, because they don't know, they have fear. So all of these things that I'm speaking on all comes together in some format. You just gotta follow along to understand where I'm getting with this, just so that the world can be a better place. I'm trying to impact my people. I'm trying to impact the mob, the people that's supporting me, that I appreciate, for me even wanting to do something like this, to be able to be a voice for some people that, may not have that, may not have people or places or things that can give them this encouragement and enlightenment. So again, just be mindful of spiritually where you're trying to have yourself placed, especially when you're young. We think we got a lot of time, but we really don't. Like, so utilize all your time righteously. You utilize your time and make it count for something, because the last thing you want to do is to be existing, and that's just that. Like, you want to, I got some affirmation bracelets, and it says, don't just exist, make an impact. And that comes from a spiritual enlightenment. I know that how I deal with things and what I do, I can control a lot of energy around me. And I've watched me do it plenty of times. Sometimes it's kind of like an out of body thing, like, or sometimes I'll purposely do something just to see how I can maneuver my day and people around me. And I've done it plenty of times. So this comes into saying, like, just believe that you definitely got a higher power, and it's more strong than what you think. And when you start to um just change the way that you move and you vibe and you feel with your people, it just kind of unfolds in itself for you. You don't have to really do too much thinking to get people to see that your leadership qualities is going to put them in the right direction. The love you're going to get and the respect you're going to get is going to be out of this world. You ain't even going to believe it as it's happening, and that's what's going to start making you do things purposely to try to see if you can test your own thoughts about yourself and how you can change the vibes and the things around you. So that's the topic for today. Um, and that's pretty much, just where I want to end things off with people. Just remember that you got a bigger and better place coming. And a lot of people go through hardships and they go through things with family, friends, and so forth that causes them to feel like, they might want to give up or not have that spiritual enlightenment to understand that it's just a moment in time that you can change. So, um, outside of that, I just want to tap in a little bit on what's to come. I have a phone party coming up July 5th. And this will be after we cycle through, like, all of the other events we have going on. So, just make sure you guys look out for the link for that. I'll make sure I post a little bit more of that on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at PLUGGEDNCO_ for anybody that's new, that's watching. And for the mob, y'all already know where to go find them links and where to go click them links and stay tuned in. Other than that, I'm going to sip my this cranberry juice today. I was being good. And I also wanted to show y'all before I go, hold on one second. I got a little second. These are my interactive cocktail glasses. Because next week, this is what we're going to touch on. I'm going to do some cocktail shaking. And I'm going to deliver maybe 3 to 4 drinks off the menu that I just want to show you guys that you can get before the event and what you'll be expecting July 5th at the drink station for the phone party. Other than that, you are now streaming live with the Trillist. Let's actually get in. This is Generational Prodigy Podcast 2024, and your girl is out, okay?